Hi. Okay. So we are in Quito, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the Mariscal, which is the modern part of the city, and which is my favorite area in which to stay. And as I told you, Mariscal is an upscale neighborhood. It's an area that honestly has been growing in tourism, so that there's tons of international travelers now. Um, when I say tons, I mean I'm not talking like New York tons. There's never New York tons anywhere. It's just there's a lot more than there used to be, but still, tourism has not come to Ecuador in leaps and bounds, although it should. And maybe this will change it a little bit. Okay. Mariscal, as I told you, wonderful restaurants, great shopping. One of the things that they have is an artisanal market, and this is every day that they have it. And it is something that you can buy from woolen goods to silver jewelry to uh, can I not think to arts and crafts, wonderful, some wonderful pieces of art. Just a lot of things, and it is like a little mini Otavalo. So that if you can't get to Otavalo, which I'm going to talk about later, which is up in Cotacachi and the Otavalo area, you absolutely should try definitely to make it to the market, if at least for an afternoon. I am a shopper, a shopaholic, so I can spend a whole day at this market and a whole day again or two up at Otavalo. But it is something that if you cannot get to the big Indian market, then please try and get to this one. It's really a nice experience. Okay, there's another area of Quito which is called La Ronda. Now, La Ronda many years ago, or not that many years ago actually, within the last 10 to 15 years, was quite a seedy neighborhood, but it has changed in leaps and bounds. It's become the center for nightlife and some great local flavor restaurants. It is safe there to go at night. Go by all means at night. Go to some of the bars, some of the dance clubs, some of the restaurants. It's got a real local flavor, so it's going to be different than the nightlife that you're going to find in an area like Mariscal, which is great in its own. But this is La Ronda is something different. The cobblestone streets. There's some great hat shops. So I think that if you are in Quito and you are there just for a few nights, make one night in La Ronda. I think you'll be thrilled at the end. I am going to talk a little bit about where I like to stay when I am in Quito. And that is an area that is in Mariscal. It's actually on the border of Mariscal. It's sort of like straddles the new city and the old city. It's called La Mansión del Angels, Mansion of Angels. And I love the location because it is, you've got the new city right there, and then you've got a 10-minute walk and you're in Old Town. So it's really a great location. It is a real special place. It's a completely restored mansion. It was a mansion. And it's got three floors. There are no elevators here. So if you cannot do stairs, you want to remember that, and you're not going to be able to stay at the mansion, unfortunately. But for those of you that can, I just wanted to give you this little gem of a place. Wonderful antiques, wonderful four-poster beds. They have beds of every shape and size. I mean, you can go king size, two queens, one queen, two twins, two doubles, two twins. I mean, they have all different configurations in their small little 17-room mansion, which I found unusual. Usually, it's okay. You get all the king beds, maybe a few rooms with two twins, but it's really fun to see like two queen beds, and that particular room is enormous, and they're lovely because again, they're all the antiques. Great bathroom amenities. Great big marble bathrooms. They have breakfast and tea, and afternoon tea is included. And breakfast is out on the outside in the garden. And if the weather, which most of the time the weather permits, so it's all open. When the weather does not permit, they have the glass enclosed so they retractable so that they keep that closed. So you still feel like you're out in the garden, even though, you're not feeling any chill. And it's a full breakfast. It's a full service breakfast with even somebody there cooking your eggs to order. So it's wonderful. Afternoon tea is served in the formal living room. And amongst all the antiques and the fresh flowers, this is something that the mansion is famous for. All of their fresh flowers. They even put fresh flowers in your room. So it's a really nice touch. Mansion Del Angels, remember it. It's gotten great reviews on TripAdvisor. It is my personal choice for Quito. Okay. We are going to go to Old Town in just a minute. When we return, I'll see you soon.